I was influenced to write science fiction 2 years after I began writing other things by a bad movie. And
I take it back.
I have heard that this has happened to other people, but my response to the movie was, geez, I can write a better story than that. And I thought about it and I realized, geez, anybody could write a better story than that. And my final assumption, however erroneous, was somebody got paid for writing that story.
That's right. Now, what was the movie, do you recall?
Devil Girl from Mars. I think really, though, one of the things we were doing with the space race, and I was an avid spectator, but one of the things we were doing was having a nuclear war without having one. We managed to get the perks of war technologically, and we managed to compete, and we managed not to wipe each other out. I wonder really if the guy shooting the gun at New Year's is a greater problem than the ignorant politician who can do a lot more harm.
Unless that bullet comes down and penetrates his skull.
Would you like this? Yes, Octavia.
I think it's dangerous to assume that whatever we've been doing, we're going to keep doing that. You know, the future is more of the same, only more advanced. During the frenzy about the new millennium, I reread an old book, I think was a collection by Harry Harrison called The Year 2000.
Oh, right.
And it was done back in 1970. And that means that stories were written in the 60s, thereabouts. And over again, you saw that what the writers were writing about was their own time, but just more of it, or harder, or higher, or whatever, you know, more of the same. I think the one thing we can be sure of is that we won't have, you know, straight line prophecy coming true, that whatever technological things we're doing now, we'll just do more of that and better. I think we'll get surprises. September 11th is certainly an example of that. So was the fall of the Soviet Union. I think it's dangerous to assume that that we can actually see the future by only looking at the technological advancements we've made so far. I want to get something in for a moment. I want to kind of go back to the idea of where will we find the wisdom to do the right things with the new tools that science offers us. Oddly enough, I found them in the places that Harlan doesn't like. It's not wisdom that we're going to need, really. We'll need it, but we probably won't show that much of it. Let me put it that way. I think what we're going to need is breaks in an odd sort of way, especially when it comes to changing human beings in ways that might not necessarily be good for us. And I think the breaks that we are going to have are religion and politics, and a certain kind of economic self-interest. I think we need them. I think we're going to hate them a lot of the time because they seem to be in the way, as they do, as religion does right now, seem to be in the way of certain medical research. But I think it's important that they're there, because without them, we're liable to go charging off and do terrible things to ourselves.